people, I have a basic toolbox setup for most of my automotive tools. And like many people, when I get done using them, they sometimes just get tossed back into the drawer and shut, which means a bunch of disorganization and a lot of time finding stuff later. Both of these toolboxes are quite old. In fact, this lower one is probably even older than me. I know this upper portion was purchased when I was a teenager. In any case, both of them are well over 25 years old. But instead of buying new boxes and discarding these and potentially spending thousands of dollars, let's see if we can do some basic upgrades to these boxes so they can last many more years. And of course, all of these upgrades need to be easily accessible to you. So everything you're about to see, I purchased off of Amazon, so you can buy one too. First up is this 6-piece socket holder set by Work Pro. It comes in 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch drive, and it has metric and SAE measurements. And my favorite part about this set is that it is magnetic. So I can potentially put all the sockets in here and hold it upside down and them not fall out. I really want to see if that's gonna work. Also, being that it's magnetic, hopefully it'll adhere to the bottom of our drawer and not move around as we open and close it. So, let's go test this. And I almost forgot, it has spaces for your standard length and your long sockets. And another benefit, I just realized I'm missing some of my sockets and I'll have to figure that out later. But first, I want to check out the magnetic power of these strips. Let's give this a shot with the 1/4 inch. Oh yes, okay. Now these are the lightest, so let's try 3/8 and see if that holds. Ooh, some movement, some movement. Oh, but they're holding. Awesome. All right, now for the 1/2 inch. These are definitely the heaviest sockets. Let's see if they're gonna hold. Oh yeah, look at that. Check it out. Now that was awesome, but I have a feeling if I turn these upside down and I give it like a little bit of jerk, some of these are gonna fall out. So let's just give that a test. Oh wow. Now these are 1/4 inch, so they are the lightest, but that is surprising. I figured a lot more would fall out. That's pretty awesome. Now let's try that with the 3/8. Oh, there goes one. So yeah, of course these are not foolproof, but I mean, how often are you gonna hold your tools upside down and try and shake them out? Hopefully not very often. Next up, let's place one of these in the drawer. Now keep in mind there is a liner in here, so it's not gonna be directly on the metal. So let's see if these will actually hold. Oh wow, look at it. Man, I have to jerk that really hard for it to move, so that is going to be really nice. Now, I hope you were impressed with these as I was. And just in case you were wondering, I'm not sponsored by this tool brand or any others that you'll find in this video. I purchased all these with my own money. And if by chance you're interested in these or any of the future products I'm about to show you, check out the description. I'll make sure to list them in there. Next up are some wrench holders, but not your standard versions, because this has a magnetic strip on the back, so you can attach them to the side of your toolbox, or just have them nice and snug inside your drawer. Plus, you can mount these to your wall, just in case you want to do that as well. So let's go fill these up with some wrenches and test them out. With some wrenches now in place, let's test this out. Forward to back, that'll work, side to side. Oh yeah, how about if it was on the side of your toolbox? Seems like it'll stop. Oh, one fell out. Well, obviously you can't go over a big bumpy road with it on the side of your toolbox, or these could fall out, but for the most part, they should stay in position. Now let's test this on the side of the toolbox. Oh, it jumped on there real nice. How about removal? Well, that's pretty easy. I wonder how much weight it can hold. Well, that's decent. Oh, if you push real hard, it will move, but for the most part, it feels like it's on there nice and sturdy. But will it hold with a bunch of wrenches? Oh yeah, that's sturdy. That should work out well. But when it comes to the drawer that I keep these in, it is quite thin. So let's see if this will actually work. Oh yeah, it just clears. That's gonna be great. Now I did find these in a variety of colors, so you're not stuck with just red and black, but I like these best for my setup. Now overall, I think these will make a great addition to my toolbox, and if you're interested, check them out. Next up is a great way to store your disposable gloves, or even tissue paper for that matter. This right here is a little magnetic box that's made out of metal that has these little spring sides to it, so you can slide your boxes right in there and everything should stay nice and centered. Now I did find that with the disposable gloves, they are a little bit on the small side for the box, so you may want to stick a little piece of wood or something on the bottom just to make sure it doesn't vibrate out, but otherwise this should work out great. With 4 big magnets on the back, this should stick right to your toolbox, so let's go test it out. And for the moment of truth, whoo, that is on there snug. Wow, okay, so those magnets hold really well. Let's see about putting a box in there. Yep, that should work great. Moving on, we have a 42 pack of little trays that'll fit in your drawers. These come in 3 different sizes, and the best part is they interlink together so that when they're sitting in the drawer, they're nice and level across the top. But you can mix and match these in any direction and however you'd like so that they look and fit to your drawer nicely. As I mentioned before, I don't have a lot of height to these drawers, and considering I have a liner in here and these just barely clear, these should fit in most toolboxes. And with these trays, I can create a completely custom drawer so I can fit whatever needs I have, or I can work around existing tools that are in each of these drawers to make sure I have additional storage as well. I also just realized at the bottom of each of these trays are these little dimples that go across the entire surface, and that should be nice to keep stuff from moving around too much in your toolbox. Looking at number 5, I bought a 4-piece shelf set by Caseman. This set comes with a small shelf, a larger shelf, a shelf that actually has holes that you can put your glue or whatever paint you might like in there, some holes that you can put some screwdrivers in. And then one of my favorites is for your paper towels, and you can adjust the width and the angle in which you want to do it, so it should fit well. Each of these have plenty of magnets on the back to make their connection really strong. You don't have to worry about them falling off. One thing I did want to point out is that on the bottom of each of these shelves, they have a little rubber bumper here so that your shelf doesn't scratch up your toolbox. That's very nice. Now let's take these into the toolbox and see just how well they stick together. I think I'm going to put this big one kind of down low. Whoop. Those magnets are quite strong, yes. Let's test this out. I got some paint. And then I got some screwdrivers. Yep. I think that'll work nicely. Let's see about adding this big shelf. I'm just going to cover over my handle because I don't think it's necessary. There we go. That's good and snug. Now I'm noticing it lifts up pretty easy. If it wasn't for this long bottom and the bumper down there, I have a feeling it would probably fall off easily. So good design. I'm sure this shelf can be used for a lot of things, but it works great for my excess tape and my weed eater string. Getting all this out of the top of my toolbox really helps. For the paper towel holder, I believe I'm going to attach it right here to the side of my lid. Since there's a good bit of distance between the magnet and the backing, I believe it'll still allow me to open and close the lid without much of an issue. So let me get some paper towels and test this out. I got a brand new roll here so we can test out the full size. That's pretty easy to go together. I do like how you can kind of adjust the squeeze on the paper towel. So if you want it real snug so you can reach over and just yank off a paper towel, you can, or you can go up here and adjust this just a little bit so it spins a lot more freely. For this last shelf, I realized that I could put it on the inside of our lid here, because that way it doesn't weigh too much and doesn't put too much pressure on the lid, but I can put lightweight stuff in there and just get it out of the way. But if I ever need to close the lid, I can just reach up and take it off really easily. And the next upgrade is a very simple one. It's just a Cup Caddy, but I like this one a little bit more than some of the others, so let me show you why. This little holder works great for water bottles, cans, or even your coffee cup. With these little slots cut in the sides, it makes it really easy to put your cups in with handles, and you don't have to worry about it interfering. Also, this nice large magnet runs the full length on the back here, makes it secure nicely whatever you want it to attach to. Let's see how well it attaches. Whew, that is strong. Oh yeah. I can literally shake my whole toolbox before it starts to move. So that's on there really tight. But it's not that hard to take off if need to. That's a nice little touch. But as you can tell, my toolbox, at least on the side here, is getting really cluttered. So I think I have a better location for this. I believe I'm going to stick it right here on the side of my little mini refrigerator. And I can stick my drink in there and I don't have to worry about it falling off the top now. The next two upgrades are very simple, so I'm going to do them together. First off, this is a screwdriver organizer. Allows you to lay it flat or hang it on a wall with some pre-drilled holes. And that'll allow you to keep your screwdrivers nice and even. Or a pliers holder. And this right here, it just allows you to keep everything on edge so you don't have everything thrown into a drawer. This unit can hold up to 12 screwdrivers, and the great thing about it is it alternates them back and forth. So you can have Phillips and flatheads and still be able to see them and grab them easily. The great thing about this plier unit is these little rubber bumpers that are in the bottom here. That'll allow you to take one of your pliers, or all of them for that matter, put them in place, and as it gets moved around, the pliers should stay in position. And last but definitely not least is you probably should look into getting some of these really heavy duty magnetic hooks. One of the nice options about this setup is the ability to remove these hooks. Just in case you ever bend it or break it, you can always replace it or put something else in its space. Let's test out one of these magnets and just see how strong it is. Ooh, that is went on there quick. All right, let's see if we can get this off. Oh man, I have to slide this to get that off. That's on there tight, and I'm scratching up the paint, so that is a really strong magnet. And here's another way to show you how strong that magnet is. I'm gonna take my keys and stick it to the bottom of the hook. That's crazy. Now I hope this video will give you plenty of ideas of ways to upgrade your toolbox without spending thousands of dollars. Now if you're interested in any of these products, again, I'll put a link to them in the description below, so make sure you check them out. Otherwise, get out in your shop and have fun building, or in this case, organizing.